What's up, you guys? Thank you for clicking on this video. So as you can tell by the title, we have some interesting news to talk about today, courtesy of JaAm 17. The news just keeps coming on in today. It's been pretty epic. But he put up some posts on the TFW boards after the Studio Series reveals at MCM London, and he said a lot of intriguing things that I just had to throw up a video today to talk about. So first up here, I'm going to read this quote and give you all my thoughts on it. These Space Bridge reveals plus TF1 Sentinel Prime are supposed to hit retail the same time as AOTP Wave 1. Calm down, people. Reveals will be soon. So interesting. This is cool. So I'm not sure when Age of the Primes Wave 1 is going to be revealed. I'd assume it's going to be the next live stream after the live stream that they're going to be doing tomorrow on the 27th at the time of this recording. So, I mean, I don't know when that next live stream is going to be, but I just want to see my Deluxe class animated Wasp. I want to see my Voyager Armada Red Alert. I want to see the Fallen. I need them in my life, in my collection immediately. So I can't wait until that happens. And all that stuff hitting retail the same time, Studio Series, AOTP, all that, man, it's going to be quite an early 2025 for a lot of us out there. I just know it. And to get into some juicy Earthspark news, basically the last Deluxe wave, I guess, for next year is getting like an extension because of Cyberworld, which is the next cartoon taking over next year as well. So he had this to say: Earthspark actually got a small extension of Deluxes for next year. Otherwise, the CW line is taking over. Earthspark Deluxes for next year are SOUNDWAVE, Cyberglow Megatron, Spitfire, and Cosmos. What a freaking lineup we have here. I'm really curious to see how that Cosmos looks in the Earthspark style. Is it going to be... Now, this sounds crazy, I know, considering they just re-released the Legacy version in United Wave 5 that's coming out around the same time as this Earthspark Deluxe Wave, I'd assume. So I don't think it's going to be the Generations mold, but maybe they take elements of that and they remold it into an Earthspark Cosmos. Now, to be honest with you, y'all, I really have not been keeping up with the freaking Earthspark news recently, so I have no idea if Cosmos has been in the show or if he's rumored to appear in a new episode. So I'm not sure what's going on with that, but I'm really curious to see how that figure comes out. Spitfire, again, I haven't been keeping up with Earthspark recently, so I have no idea who that is, if it's a new character that we haven't heard of yet or whatever. Cyberglow Megatron, I'm assuming it's just going to be some crazy repaint of the Earthspark Deluxe. Maybe 2000s style crazy repaint. That would be nice. A little bit of a throwback, but you never know these days. Hashtag, that's going to be pretty cool to see. I know a lot of people have been waiting for that character for quite a while now to get the Deluxe treatment, so I'm glad people are finally able to get this figure next year. And Soundwave, he is another one that I am super interested in this wave, because if it is that stealth bomber jet mode or whatever he transforms into the show, that is going to be a baller figure, hopefully at least. You know, I could be hopeful for it to be a good figure, but knowing Hasbro, sometimes they drop the ball on the execution on some of these figures, so I can't be too sure yet. But I'm really excited to see how Soundwave and Cosmos turns out. I'm curious to see how Hashtag and the Megatron repaint and whoever Spitfire is, however those figures turn out as well. But definitely if Cosmos and Soundwave turn out good, I most likely will be getting those. But yeah, it seems like it's going to be a pretty solid and intriguing last wave for Earthspark Deluxes. I'm actually kind of surprised that they're even doing a new Soundwave and Cosmos potentially. And to get into some Studio Series wave composition for next year, some interesting things being moved around and are happening with the waves next year. So somebody noticed, all the Deluxes and Voyagers or whatever in leader classes basically being repaints or retools for Studio Series Wave 1 next year outside of one or two figures, Q and Age of Extinction Optimus. And JaAm 17 basically replied to this person saying There's a reason for that, and it has to do with big retailers, cough Walmart. Like United Wave 5, this wave is somewhat of a last-minute addition while being as cost-effective as possible. It's also why we haven't seen the updated mainline packaging yet, because it's kind of considered an extension of the 2024 lineup. Basically, Wally World wants new toy line launches to coincide with their spring resets instead of January, when they usually do their liquidation sales. It will let them better gauge the success of new lines in their store and will let them move more new stock at full price. It also won't interfere with their write-offs the next fiscal year. That's how it was explained to me. So, some interesting things to break down here. So the updated Studio Series packaging that we saw with the re-release of Overload at Target earlier, like a few weeks ago or a month ago, whatever, that is indeed the new packaging for Studio Series going forward. I thought that was just going to be some sort of special packaging for a subline of re-releases, because that's kind of what it implied in the press release for that Overload figure. So this is some cool news. I'm really hyped to see how this packaging looks on all the other figures next year. And it's kind of interesting that they considered Wave 1 of Studio Series next year to be sort of a filler wave, considering we have two Bayverse figures in the line that are completely brand new, that people have been asking for numerous years, close to a decade now since Studio Series has started. And they're treating it as kind of a filler wave and trying to be as cost effective as possible with this wave. It's kind of weird. It just seems a little odd to me, but I don't know how that business stuff works. It seems pretty stupid to me sometimes, but hey, it's the decision they went with, and at least we're finally getting a new Age of Extinction Optimus at leader class, mind you, and a new Dark of the Moon Q. So I can't really be too mad at the end of the day. It's just a bit of a weird decision all the way around, if you ask me. And Walmart being behind this decision doesn't surprise me at all. Typical Walmart behavior, it is what it is. And to cap off some Studio Series wave news, JaAm 17 basically stated that all the Constructicons are being moved around next year to coincide with each other better. So the wave breakdowns we saw earlier this year are not going to be the case anymore. He says here, them moving up the Constructicons has thrown all the SS waves off from their original plan. So whatever we saw earlier this year that leaked, throw that out the window. The waves are changing the composition of them due to Hasbro wanting the Constructicons to be released closer together. They have said they want to complete this team in a timely manner. They don't want people waiting like what they did with Menasor a couple years ago, which in turn caused some of those figures to become hard to find, like Breakdown. So they're kind of trying to avoid that this time around with Devastator, which I really do appreciate that they're doing that. They're listening to the fan feedback with what happened with Menasor the last time. It was kind of a pain to get those figures, especially when they first came out, and especially nowadays. It's hard to get Breakdown, and I think Dead End a little bit too. So I'm really curious to see how in the long run it holds up getting the full team for Devastator in Studio Series, because they're making a lot of changes to make this team easier to get, which I love. So hopefully that means in the years to come they won't have to reissue the whole freaking team, because y'all best believe they're going to be doing repaints on this, toy accurate repacks, probably in that Walmart exclusive G1 toy line that's with the G1 packaging. They might be doing that with Superion too. So I'm sure this won't be the only time you'll be able to get the Studio Series G1 Devastator, but it's still a good thing nonetheless that Hasbro is doing this. But I'm curious to see what the waves are going to entail now, seeing that they've all changed up just for the Constructicons. But yeah, that's pretty much it for the news. JaAm 17 dropped a lot of knowledge today, which is very interesting. Had to talk about it. Let me know down in the comments below, who from this Earthspark wave are you hyped for the most? All my social medias are linked down below, including my email if you guys want to hit me about business inquiries or phone to message me about whatever. Or if you want to commission a diorama from me, because I make dioramas for people for their stop motions, photography, or your regular display shelves in your homes. You could either hit me up on any of my social media accounts or just email me and we can work out a deal. But yeah, guys, thank you for watching this video. Catch y'all in the next one. Bye!